After a lot of anticipation, we finally got our hands on the remote from Nanoleaf. This has been on pre-order for a while and still is on the website. There is not a lot of information on this yet, but we've been able to determine that it is Bluetooth by using the HomeScan app. So make sure to subscribe if you want to learn a little bit more about that app. There will be a video posted on that soon. This is 12 buttons on this thing, so this is definitely the most capable multi-controller available for HomeKit right now. You've got 12 different scenes that you can trigger with this thing as well using conditionals. You could double that to 24, 36. It takes AA batteries, and it actually does a little something special when you pair it with the Nanoleaf Aurora with Rhythm module installed. Let's take a look. So here's the Nanoleaf Remote, smarter at every turn. This is a really interesting product. It is that 12-sided, kind of a 12-sided dice, very clearly marked that it works with Apple HomeKit. Now, it does work with an Android app as well if you've got the Nanoleaf Aurora, but if you do pair this with your HomeKit, you get a lot more benefits out of that. You get to be able to trigger scenes, all those kinds of things. The other interesting thing is you don't actually need to have a Nanoleaf Aurora to use this with HomeKit. So if you don't have a Nanoleaf Aurora device on your wall yet, this could still be useful in your HomeKit setup. So this is definitely a little snug. You can see here, it took me a little bit to get this out of the box, but I'm okay with that because that means it's probably nice and secure within the box. So you can see as we open this up, we've got the instructions. We have batteries included, which is always nice. You don't always get that nowadays. And you get the remote itself, which is this plastic shell in two pieces here. If we dig into the box, you can see we've also got the sticker, the Nanoleaf sticker. So if you want that, you got that, or for the kids or whatever, put it on your laptop. So you've got the Nanoleaf Remote, smarter at every turn. You've got the HomeKit code. This is the new style here. Digital user guides. You got a QR code that you're going to be able to get that in. And it tells you really clearly how to pair your remote, how to set it up, how to connect the thing together. It's what you would expect. Pretty solid from Nanoleaf. So you can see here that we basically take the batteries. One thing that I did find is it wasn't exactly clear how the batteries wanted to go in. So typically you're going to put the negative side on the spring, but as it turns out, both sides have a spring at the bottom of the Nanoleaf Remote. So of course there's only so many ways this can go, so a little bit of experimentation, and the lights came on and they flickered and they flashed. And then you basically just connect to the Nanoleaf together here. You've got the, I don't know if you can see it here, the connection points where these things are going to go together. So you just kind of have to make sure that those match. So once you do get those connected, this is just simply going to snap into place, and you're going to have a really tight connection here. It does feel solid. It's not heavy. It's actually, you can see there's a lot of space inside it, so it's pretty light. And I'm not sure if you guys can really see here in the video, but this is actually flashing different colors. And there is a haptic, there is a physical feedback. The device is going to vibrate as you start to play with the device and turn it and touch the buttons, right? So with that, let's head over to the app and get this thing set up. So opening up the Nanoleaf app, one of the things I first saw there was that little red dot in the settings. So I kind of am like, well, okay, what's this? And I went inside and looked at, and I have a firmware update. So there's a firmware update for my Aurora. I'm not sure if that's required to work with the remote or not, but it was there, and you know, updates are always good. So I went through that. So that's the first thing that, as far as my setup experience, that I wanted to point out. So I'm not going to lie, this did take a little bit of time. It was a little unclear when it was done or when it wasn't done. The entire Aurora unit had to go through a reboot. Would have liked to have a little more feedback there, but it is what it is. And eventually I was able to get it up and running, and it was just a matter of patience. So I could have always done this through the Apple app directly, but I decided I wanted to try to add it through the Nanoleaf app to see kind of what that experience looks like, right? So when you click on that remote button at the bottom there, you're going to be able to then get in, and it's going to list your devices and what kind of device do you have. So I wanted to add, of course, a remote. So I'm going to click on the remote button, add the device, and I'm going to scan in my HomeKit code. So this did, and I'm not sure if it was the light, it's the background on this green, maybe there's not enough contrast, but as you can see, I kind of had to play around with this. So it may have worked better with me just typing in the code. I'm assuming it probably would have, but like you can see, I'm kind of having to talk over this, wasting a little bit of time here, because this didn't just pick it up, right? But that being said, once I did get the QR code, that new HomeKit setup code in, this was quite a fast setup, definitely faster than the Wi-Fi. Of course, it's Bluetooth, right? So we don't have to push Wi-Fi settings or anything like that over. So there we are. It's added. We do have the typical HomeKit setup here. You know, what room am I going to put it in? Of course, there is some added benefit when you pair this device, the remote, directly with the Nanoleaf Aurora. So I'm going to put it in the games room, which is where my Aurora lives as well. So now we've got this set up, and now we kind of want to see what's going on with it. So this just kind of prompted to me and said, hey, we noticed you've got a rhythm. And I have the ability here to just simply turn it back and forth. And it's to brighten or dim the light. So it's press and hold the Aurora, you know, that button. Wait till it flashes green, and this was exactly as I expected it to be. There was really no playing around here, and as you can see here, as I turn this to the left in the background, the lamp, the Aurora on the wall is actually starting to dim, and if I turn it to the right, it starts to get a little more bright. It's not extremely responsive. Sometimes you have to twist a little bit more, so it's not like a typical light switch where you just push the button and you're assured that it's going to brighten or dim, but honestly, it's kind of fun. You're spinning it around, and the lights are changing based on you spinning it. The thing I want to show you guys in the Nanoleaf app is the ability to assign a scene or a set of actions to any of those 12 buttons, right? So this is a lot of power. I can actually see the problem with this might be remembering what each of those 12 buttons actually does. So now let's take a look at the Apple Home app, the native Home app, and you can see here we have a games room, the Nanoleaf Remote, and it has 12 unconfigured buttons. And we can go into here just like we could with any of our regular HomeKit buttons, like the Elgato Eve button, the Fabaro the button, Logitech Pop, the Philips Hue, any of those, and we're going to be able to assign, again, an action through here, right through the native HomeKit interface. There's going to be a link right up above. If you want to learn how to use conditionals to get more out of this, you can do that as well. And that's the tour for the Nanoleaf Remote. What do you guys think? Is this something you'd put in your house? It's definitely a conversation piece. Would it go everywhere? I'm not sure. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Put them in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Likes are always appreciated, as are shares. And if you want to learn how to make your house just a little bit smarter using Apple HomeKit, please do check out my Udemy course. There is a coupon code in the YouTube video link and details below.